In this video, we will learn how to write a SAS macro. SAS macro is a special programming language in SAS which is used to automate a code. Let us write a code first. I'm going to write a do loop wherein I'm trying to create a series of numbers from 1 to 10. Let's give the dataset name as test. Do I equal to 1 to 10. Okay, incremented by 2. Output, I want to keep it in the dataset, so I need to use output. I'll end the loop, run. Okay, let us and then let's print what is there in dataset. Print data test. Okay, let us run the code. That's it. So it starts with 1 and gets incremented by 2 and it reaches up to 9. Okay, well, if I want to automate this code, why do I want to automate this code? Because say for example we need to keep on running this code over again and again. Okay, sometimes it's required. How do we automate it? We automate it by writing a SAS macro. How do we write it? Percentage macro, and then you have to give a name. I'll give ABC. You can give any name, and then you end a macro, which again percentage mend. Okay, so that's how we define a code inside a macro. We start with percentage macro, mention a name, and then we end the macro with percentage main. Okay, I guess we need to do that after the print statement. Okay, that's how we define put our code inside the SAS macro, and then we will run it. Go to the log. Once you have run the SAS macro, you just need to you just need to call it over again and again. You don't need to run this code, this particular code again. Just run it once and it will be saved. It will be saved in the SAS session. Okay, let us call it. How do we call it? Percentage ABC, percentage, and then the name of the macro. Let us run this. And when we run this, look at it. Okay, so that's the very simple syntax. Simple syntax of SAS macro, and that's how we define a macro and call a macro. Sometimes we may need to make the code very generic. How do we make it? Well, we have hard coded it, right? Our upper limit is 10 and the incremental value is 2. What if we want to keep on changing it over again and again, and we cannot just go every time to the code and change it. We want to make it very generic in nature. Okay, so for that we parameterize it. I'm creating two parameters, a and b. You can give any variable name. I'm giving a and b. A and b are nothing but the macro variables. So macro variables, you can use it as a generic variable inside the code. Okay, and when you use it, make sure you use the variable with an ampersand sign. Okay, because macro variables are always used with the ampersand sign, just to differentiate with normal variables and the macro variables. Okay, B. You don't need to use ampersand here in the parameters, but inside when you are using it, you have to mention. Okay, let me run it. So whenever I am editing the macro, I need to run it over again. Now the macro is saved in the SAS session. I can call this macro now. Now I cannot call without parameters. I need to provide the parameters. What is my A and what is my B? Let me increase the upper limit. My upper limit is now 20 and I want to increment the values by 2. So what it will do is that 20 is considered as A, and in the code A is used here. So in place of ampersand A, while running the code it will use 20. Similarly, in place of ampersand B, it will use 2. Okay, and you can keep on changing these values. Let us run this, and you can see values starting from 1 to 19. I can make it anything. I can make it say 40, and then I'll increment by 4. You can see starts with 1, gets incremented by 4. So that's how we define a SAS macro, and we call a macro to perform a certain task, and it really helpful because sometimes you can save a lot of time by automating the code. In this video, I'll introduce you to a new programming language, and a very popular one, named as SQL. Some people call it as SQL also. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. This is a very popular language. This is not a language which is just used in SAS. This language is used in many other environment. This is a database programming language which is used in so many databases. What are the databases you have heard in in the modern times? Well, there are so many databases in the market: Oracle, DB2, Teradata, MySQL, Access. So there are so many data sets from the different software companies. SQL, the main thing about SQL is that SQL is the standard language for all the databases. There is a slight difference in the syntax, but more or less it's the same. Even in SAS, we use the same SQL language. That is slight difference from the other SQL languages in other databases. We learned the very basics of SQL in this particular session, and of course we can learn the advanced stuff in the subsequent sessions. We call the SQL engine in SAS by using ProgSQL. Okay. Remember, in the beginning I said that SQL is a language that is used in the databases. If we want to get something from the database, we want to print something from the database, we want to manipulate the database, we want to do something around the data data sets there in the database, we use structured query language or SQL. It's a very simple language to learn and very powerful. In fact, it's very important to learn if one is to make a career in the analytics field. The first thing that we learn in SQL is the select statement. Okay, I have a data set in the work library. The name of the data set is ABC1. Let me see what is there in ABC1. Okay, I'll not use this. I'll use mortality. This is my data set. I want to print all the observations from this data set. For that, I'll use the select statement. How do I write the select statement? So this is how we write: select star from mortality. So this is the first thing that we learn in SQL. very basic thing. Let's learn, the each of the keywords first. ProcSQL is the SQL engine, so that's the first thing that we call. Remember, SQL engine is somewhat like an external engine in SAS, so we call it first, and then select star from mortality. What is this star or asterisk does? It means we want all the information from this data set. So asterisk, when we put the asterisk sign, it means all the information. We can always extract only a limited amount of information, like one variable, two variable, or a couple of more variables, and leave out some information there in the data set. That is also possible. If you want all the observations or all the variables, just put this asterisk sign. In ProcSQL, we end the code with quit. Remember, we are calling it from outside, so we always quit. If you use run statement, you will see at the top that this query is it's running forever. So always make sure you end the code with quit whenever you are using ProcSQL. Let us run this and see. In the output, you can see all the observation and all the variables are printed in the output. What if I just want to print the variable death? I don't want to print Doge. What I'll do is that I'll remove the asterisk and I'll just put this variable name DEATH. Select death from mortality. Now you can see in the output only that particular variable is printed in the output. I can do a couple of more things in the select step. I can extract the data or print the data based on some condition. Let me first introduce to you one very important conditional clause, the where clause, where death equal to 1. So I want to select the death from mortality or all the observation. I'll extract all the observation from the table mortality where death is 1. So death has a values 1 and 0, right? I want to extract all the cases where death is equal to 1. For that I use where clause. Okay, it's a conditional statement, pretty much similar to the if clause in the base SAS. You can see in the output, wherever you have death 1, the corresponding dose values are printed along with death. And similarly, you can put as many conditions as possible. Okay, I can put the and here and then say what is the other variable name? Dose, right? Dose is greater than 2. So there are two conditions now. Death must be 1 and then dose must be greater than 2. And you can see it's printed. All the cases are meeting the two criteria that we have used in the query. The next thing that we will learn is how to create another table or a new table from a parent table. You have seen that in base SAS we use the set statement, right, in the data statement. How to do that in SQL? ProcSQL create table. I'll create mortality 1. So it's a new table I'm creating based on what? Based on this statement, right? I'll keep all the observation where the two conditions are meeting, like death is 1 and then dose is greater than 2. Okay. So whatever we have seen in the output window, right, will be there in the new dataset. The name of the new dataset is mortality 1. Quit. Go to the log and it says that mortality 1 is created with 5 rows and 2 columns. If you go to the Explorer, mortality 1 is created. You can see it by yourself. A new dataset is created for us. So that's how we create a new dataset, by using the create, the create keyword. The next thing that we will learn is how do we sort using ProcSQL. We sort a dataset in ProcSQL by using the order by statement. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll use the same query. Okay, I'm creating a new dataset, mortality 2. The conditions are the same, but I'll make sure that the new dataset is sorted by dose. Okay, so this will sort in the ascending order by dose. So that's how this syntax looks like. Select star from mortality where death is equal to 1 and dose is greater than 2, order by dose. So order by is used for sorting a dataset.